coming in your front door, Ray peeping in your drapes, Ron back there making the plate, and we about to talk about these life lessons with one of our classmates right now. This your host Frankie D, and of course, how can you outgrow lessons? It's so important that whatever we do and the mistakes we make, that we are able to learn from them and grow in some way from them. And we're going to talk about that with one of our classmates, Kevin Isaac. Now, Kevin played football, and we were in the band. But we all, during those times, we had a mutual respect for each other for what we did in those days. It wasn't, the band is known in some ways for certain things. They characterize them as nerds and all this type of stuff. And then the band characterizes the football team as just jocks with no brains. So, everybody got these stereotypes and everybody characterizes it. But by knowing them and spending time with them and crossing our paths at different times, we start to understand a little bit more about each other. But I want to talk to Kev, and I want Kev to talk a little bit because I got some memories, and I got some things that I wanted to ask him about because I never forgot that game that we was just talking about. I never forgot it, and I know he probably still remember it too. He probably had nightmares for a long time from that one. We'll talk about that. But first, we just gonna let Kevin introduce himself, talk a little bit, and how all this came about. We'll get to that too. But Kev, how you been, man?
Been good, man. Thanks for having me on the show. It came to a surprise. You called me out of the blue, and man, it's been quite an adventure for me. Being what I've been through and where I'm at now. So I mean, hey, man, I'm just enjoying this ride.
That's good. The last time I saw Kevin was with Coach Frazier. They dedicated the park up there at Carol City to Coach Frazier, Patrick Swayze. I saw a lot of guys out there, Trotman, and a lot of the guys that played football.
Right.
And we kind of got a little bit closer after school. All of the football players in the band, those that traveled and went to Tallahassee, because Kevin went up to Tallahassee too. All of us was up there for a little bit. So we kind of crossed paths and got to know each other a little bit better, even so much so that here we are now on the podcast.
Well, I looked at it like this because we always thought we had the number one team in Dade County.
Yeah.
But we also knew, the football players also knew we had the number one band.
Yeah, and that's good.
And the band used to keep us hyped up.
And we tried to.
And so we didn't look at y'all as like nerds or whatever. We looked at that y'all was family. You know what I'm saying? Even though y'all wasn't doing the physical stuff that we was doing, but y'all kept us hyped up. Y'all kept us going. And we looked to that halftime. We couldn't wait to the halftime because we knew y'all was gonna put on the show.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, it's like you said. As we got older, we grew more close together because just a family.
It's important what you said though, Kev. That you guys looked at us for inspiration and motivation,
right?
And looked at us as family.
Mm-hmm.
That's important for because we from those days when football was tough. I'll tell you a little story. The reason I didn't play football is because my mom didn't want me to play. I wanted to, but she felt that her exact words was, "You're not gonna go out there and bring no broke bones home for me. So you're gonna go find something else to do."
Right.
And then one of the guys, Jarvis, which was we all went to the same church. He was at Parkway, then he went on over to Carol City. So I went to the band, and I just picked up the trombone and learned from him, and I learned how to play. But I tried to go back out and play because we really liked and respected Coach Frazier.
Right.
We respected him, and we saw how y'all respected him. And so my mom went to school with his brother.
Okay.
Because he was a little bit older, Bobby.
Yeah.
So my mom told Bobby about it. But Tyrone Morgan, me and him used to perform at Carol City Middle in the talent shows. So we was cool because I used to beatbox for whoever whoever was gonna rap, sing, whatever. I used to beatbox for them. Tyrone was telling me, look, just go out for you want to play quarterback, go out for it, man. This is my last year. You need to go on out there. So I made the attempt to go out there in right before 11th grade year.
Okay.
So I went to Coach Frazier first because I knew my mama knew him. So I led with that. So I said, hey, look how you doing, Coach Frazier. My mama was telling you how much fun, doing that kind of stuff. He said, yeah, how you doing, son? Yeah, what could I help you with, And I said, well, look, I want to play quarterback. And he said, wait, man. Hey, look here now. Hey, Coach Frazier, he just said, son, I need you in 7th grade. If you want to play quarterback out here, you got to be coming to them camps and all that stuff from 7th, 8th grade, or you're not gonna be able to learn to play quarterback out here.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to do it. So I went on about my business and went back
to band.
Went back to the band and went on to FAMU. But I always played with y'all, Lamar, all of us. We always played football together, and we even when we went up to FAMU, we all played together. So I guess a lot of the bands we dream about being able to play for the football, because even though the girls who was with us a lot of times, they all love football players.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody know how that is with high school.
Right.
So, but I'm glad to hear what you were saying, because that'll just let people know. But I might be a little different now, but back then that's just how it was.
Right.
Band was a different thing at that point.
I think one of your bandmates, Cedric Jordan, he left the band and came over to the football team, and he did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like I said, we was inspired by y'all. Y'all kept us going. I can remember the tunes that just used to hype us up.
And
you know what I'm saying? To get us
I know
ready.
That Chief one.
That's right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, hey, we was ready. If y'all wasn't there, it was just like a dead game.
Yeah, and I can understand that. You know that, going back to that game, 1990, we played Bradenton Manatee.
Bradenton, yes.
Bradenton. And you broke.
Right. You remember that.
You broke, and boy, we was going berserk.
Yeah.
You understand? We cried. That hurt us.
That hurt us. I mean, I broke, and one thing I didn't like about our equipment manager, may God rest his soul. The fact was, we always used to get hand-me-down clothes. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so what happened was, when I broke, my pants was too big. And everybody used to wear the big thigh pads, trying to look all intimidated. And so now, by my pants being too big, my pants start falling down. And I'm trying to keep my pants.
Oh, man, and we didn't even see all that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to run and hold my pants at the same time. And it down up by my thighs. They down up by my thighs. You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to run. I see this dude chasing me. Yeah. And he caught me. You know what I'm saying? But it's because the hand-me-down clothes that we was wearing.
He took the ball out your hands or something.
No.
You ain't fumble.
No fumble.
He just tackled you.
He tackled me.
All right, so we didn't score. Then we didn't score.
We didn't score on that one, but we scored on that drive. Carnell White scored on that drive.
Okay, on that drive.
Yeah, that's when we started coming back. Yeah.
Okay, so that was a comeback.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking in my mind. I guess I'm thinking about that when Antonio Langham ran down Lamar Thompson.
That's what
I'm thinking about that too.
Yeah.
I'm crossing them, but
right.
So they just tackled you, and we did score on that drive.
Yeah, I got tackled like on the 8-yard line.
Okay.
Yeah, 8-yard line. So I mean, I could have scored, but like I said, pants. Yeah. I couldn't run over my pants.
This is gonna be real good information for all of the band members.
I mean, we talk about that all the time. All the football players,
we didn't know that.
Yeah, the football players we talk about all the time, man. They tease me, boy, you was running with your butt out. You know.
Yeah. We didn't. All right, so we didn't know that. So this is really good information for all the band members, so that could help them and with our pain, because we was hurt. Yeah, we was hurt.
Man. That was the only game we lost that year.
So talk a little bit about how Coach Frazier, what did he mean to you, man?
Okay. I mean, y'all got enough time?
You can go ahead and start, man.
All right, listen. Let me explain something to you. Every time I think of that man, I get emotional. because Coach Frazier's like a father to me. And I have a father. I have a good father. You get what I'm saying? So it's like having two fathers. You get what I'm saying? My father, he wasn't verbal. He was emotional, but he wasn't verbal. Coach Frazier, he was verbal. And the man, he must have studied psychology or something. Because if he said, we're gonna move this gym from this parking lot to the teacher's parking lot, he made everyone in that room feel like we can do it. He took a bunch of thugs and turned them into good students. In order to play, you had to have good grades to play for Coach Frazier. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So what happened was, we knew, hey man, if I don't get a C, I can't play. If I get rolled up, if I'm late to class, I can't play.
And he had y'all. You didn't want to disappoint him. Once he got that seed in there, yeah.
I'm gonna get to that, because, like I said, he had a bunch of kids that didn't have fathers, who looked up to him as their father. You get what I'm saying? And the wisdom and the knowledge outside of football was phenomenal. You get what I'm saying? Just when football season was over, we still had the fear of God, of Frazier. You get what I'm saying? We didn't want to let him down.
Yeah. It was still instilled in you.
It was instilled in us. Yeah. Once, like he said, when he told you, if you want to come play quarterback, you got to come from the 7th grade. Okay, he instilled it in us from the 8th grade. When we left, you went to Carroll City Junior High with me. Mm-hmm. When we left Carroll City Junior High that summer, we was already in the weight room. And the man instilled so much discipline in us. You get what I'm saying? That we didn't want to disappoint him, And what he was teaching us Carroll City football. Carroll City. It wasn't, with him, it wasn't about him. He kept that away from him. You get what I'm saying? But as kids, we looking up as, it's Coach Frazier, And he was like, no, it's Carroll City. This is who you represent. You're not representing Coach Frazier. You're representing Carroll City. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, that man loved Carroll City until this day right now.
You know? I didn't know how involved he was in so many. The coaching tree, they talk about it a lot more so in NFL than in college. But the high school coaching tree is pretty big too, from where guys come from.
Right.
For him to have Bo Camper to be
under his wing,
the host it, or to be right there to speak on behalf of Coach Frazier,
right,
who was influential enough in our community being for the Dolphins. But I really started to see a lot about how Coach Frazier, what he meant to our community and all that through y'all.
Right.
The way y'all acted and the way y'all, from every year that you mentioned big money and the way even Rick Ross talked about him and the workouts and the training, people that made it and famous, it kind of reminded us of how Dr. Foster, we started to understand who he really was.
Right.
From the people that used to acknowledge him.
Right. It's like a family tree.
Yeah.
You could recognize the fruit of the tree from the tree. You know what I'm saying?
The fruit. You know what tree it is from the fruit.
From the fruit. That's what it is. Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, I don't want to go too fast, but I remember when we got to college.
Yeah.
I got in trouble. And I'm going to tell you something. I was more ashamed to call Coach Frazier,
I would imagine,
than to call my mom and my daddy. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And when I got out that situation, because I would never call him.
Oh, you wouldn't?
I would never call him. And this for 20 years, I never called him.
Oh, man.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what happened was, he'll send messages. Tell him to call me. Yeah. I'm going to call him, man. You crazy?
Yeah, you ain't want to face.
Nah, I ain't finna face that, man. So he came to my house. The night that I came home, He was there the next day. I don't even know how he knew I was home. He was
Right,
at my
came
front
home.
the
He
next
was
day.
there the next day.
The next day. And he was standing on, he had lost all the weight.
Lost all the weight, yeah.
And he was just standing there. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. He looked younger.
He looked different.
He looked different. And he's standing there, he rocking back and forth. He's like, Pee-wee, you don't know what this is? And I'm like, Coach Frazier? He's like, yeah. I'm like, my heart dropped. Because I feel like I had let him down. You get what I'm saying? And so what happened was I started explaining that to him. And the first thing he said was, man, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. So, he gave me a hug. And he's like, man, don't worry about that, man. You call me. You call me. It's like a father coming to see your son who you hadn't seen in a while. And you know what I'm saying?
And I know you guys have memorized so many of his sayings. I had kind of got infatuated with being around him and hearing what he was saying. I remember being on the field, walking out there on the field, and he was in the huddle, and somebody, he was saying something, and then the dude and one of the guys raised his hand and said something, and Coach Frazier looked over there and looked at him and say, son, they don't know you. You're dumb unless you open your mouth.
That's him all day.
I heard him say that, and I said, man, these boys getting,
Hey, man.
they get.
He gave us the business.
He gave it to you.
And the funny thing about it, when I was away, guys used to be like, first they used to be like, man, what you doing here? You don't even fit the character to be in here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You just did something dumb. That's what they used to tell me, because I used to always be smiling. And I used to be smiling because I had accepted my responsibility and what I have done.
What you did.
What I did, right. And so once I did that, I was able to, push forward.
Yeah,
no problems. And they used to always be like, man, you want to Coach Frazier boys. Why you in here? I know he going to kick your ass when you get out of here.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me the language. But this is how they used to. These guys didn't go to Carrollton. They went to the West. They went to Jackson, New Orleans, all these places. But they knew about Coach Frazier. 100%. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, dang, how y'all know about this man? Y'all ain't spend no time with him. But I forgot, Coach Frazier was at the West.
Yeah, he was at the West first.
He was at Miami Lakes.
Yep.
And so the same stuff that he gave us was the same stuff that they got. This is why Principal White sought him.
Yeah.
He brought him over. You get what I'm saying?
Now, since you mentioned both of them are, we plan on having both of them on the show.
Okay.
Cornell White and my mom were tight.
Oh, wow.
So when I saw him, he didn't know my mom passed away, but I talked to him and he froze.
Man, you know what?
Because they was tight. And then he
don't know my mom passed away.
Oh man. And
my mom passed away in February.
Oh yeah, man. Sorry, didn't know that.
Yeah, and I don't know why I kept that from him.
From Frazier.
From Frazier.
Oh yeah, okay. So Coach Frazier and Mr. White developed a really close relationship.
Oh man.
And I had a cigar that I was bringing for Coach Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
It was the number 2 cigar in the world, because I know him from smoking cigars from all our young life.
Yeah, right.
And I was with Mr. White, and I said, I got this for Coach Frazier. I showed it to him. He said, man, I smoke it for him because they took the cigars from him. He don't smoke them.
Right, he don't smoke them.
And I said, well, I give it to you, and I gave it to him, and I talked to him a little bit, but and I just shook Coach Frazier's hand and talked to him a little bit.
Right.
But they developed a bond, and that's why my family know him. And one of the guys I drove with, he stayed right next to Coach Frazier. They really close.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you, do y'all have a relationship where you could see him regularly and talk to him?
Right.
Yeah.
I used to go to his house when I first came on. I remember Eric Walls, we went over there a couple times. Antonio Bignon.
Okay.
We went over there and we hung out with him a couple of times. But since I've been working and everything, And I kind of feel bad because every time he see me like, Pee-wee, why you ain't come around? I'll be like, that. I got to get over that. 'Cause I got to introduce him to my daughter.
Yeah.
And
because his mind still,
man, he's sharp as a tack. He's good.
Yeah.
You know,
because he was giving that speech, and I was like, man, Coach Frazier is dropping the heavy on him.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, so much wisdom. A lot of guys didn't agree with the tactic that he, used to give, but the majority needed it.
The majority needed it.
Needed it. You get what I'm saying? Because you're talking about an inner city kids, that like I said, a lot of those kids didn't have fathers, and the ones who did, their fathers was like, "Hey, I'm giving you my son."
Especially when they realized who was dealing with him. Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Because he was a disciplinarian too.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? So you ain't got.
I heard the stories.
Your mama you come on with you tripping with your mom. All right, I'm gonna let Coach Frazier deal with you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I mean, a lot of these kids, they needed that. So I mean, and
so many people have went on to have become successful. And like you said, you made your mistakes, and now you're in a good position. I'm hearing that.
Man.
You're doing that diesel mechanic, and I'm gonna need me a good diesel mechanic.
All right, listen. Listen. Let me tell you something. One thing Coach Frazier always taught us, he taught us that we was family. Right.
Always.
All right, now check this out. I got out, right, and I got a story about that, how I got out. I'm gonna share that with you. But when I got out, one of my friends, Derek Johns, he told me, say, hey, look, once you go to diesel mechanic school, because I was thinking about driving trucks. He say, they pay just as much and you don't have to be away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that. I don't got no kids. I want to be home with my kids. Okay, at that time. All right, cool. So I go to school. I do that. I learned that. I went from I started at Jack Lyons, great company. Went to the milk company, dairy, Borden Dairy?
Borden.
Went from Borden to a company called 10-8. Now, 10-8 is a company that they work for a company called Pierce. Pierce is the manufacturer. It's like the manufacturer of all the fire trucks down. So we was a dealership.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. We fixed all the fire trucks. Okay. So I left the 18-wheelers alone and started working on the fire trucks. Lo and behold, one of my football teammates, Pope. You remember Pope? Earl Pope. He's a captain at the city of Miami. He comes out to 10-8 because they buying trucks from 10-8.
Oh.
He sees me. Hey, man, what's up? I'm like, what's up? We need mechanics. Okay. Get me out there. Listen, I'm employed for the city of Miami Fire Department right now.
Right now.
Okay. Let me tell you.
I already know what you about to say.
Listen, ain't no ex-cons. It's working for the fire department. Okay. You see that thing that Coach Frazier embedded in us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brotherhood,
family.
that brotherhood.
That's family.
Each one teach one. Each one reach one. You get what I'm saying? That brother, listen, I kind of let the brother down because the brother wanted me, to apply for the supervisor position. The people love me out there. But I it was too soon. I was like, no, I want to apply for it right now. But he's like, man, apply. I'm like, no. But listen to me. The people love me out there. They don't see nothing about my past. They just see me.
They just see what
what I'm doing.
But that's what you said. You kind of was like, man, what I did was what I did.
That's what Coach Frazier
I had to
said.
learn.
That's what Coach Frazier said.
Get past all that.
He said, man, listen, man, don't worry about that. When I seen,
you gotta let it go.
Let me tell you, I seen Coach Frazier at Mr. Elam's. Mr. Elam at the auto body in Carroll City.
Yeah.
His wife passed. His wife passed, and his son, he's a reverend. Richard Elam Jr. He's the pastor. we was at his wife's wake, and Coach Frazier was there paying his respects. And I know they hadn't seen these people in years.
Yeah,
but just because they were colleagues at the same school, he was there for Mr. Elam and his family.
Just because it was college. So that's that's part of his philosophy.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my thing is the teachings that he gave me or the rest of the players, a lot of the players are doing great things. You get what I'm saying? A lot of them. You know, I was looking at Phillips. He didn't play with us. He used to play for the New York Giants. Kenny Phillips.
Yeah, Kenny Phillips.
He played for Coach Frazier. And he played UM product. And he has a thing where he helps kids. I forgot to get the name of it. I saw him in Walmart. He was taking the kids to Walmart and getting the kids for Christmas. They, go ahead and get whatever y'all want for Christmas.
Or one of those.
One of those.
Toy for tot kind of concept.
And the thing was, but he runs a whole organization, and this is the stuff that, a lot of guys will leave and go to other states once they make it big. They don't really come back home. But here's this kid. You got Santana Moss. You got all these boys. They come back. Mm-hmm. They come back and give. Because like I said, it's a brotherhood. Yeah,
it's a brotherhood.
And all this comes and stems from not only Coach Frazier. You got his brother Bobby that was out there. You got Coach Wilder that was out there. Hotel, he was our equipment manager. Coach Parker. Who else was out there? Weaver.
Yeah.
Coach Barber. All these boys, they bit into that philosophy.
And what I like and what's important is that you're able to make the best of what the time we have now and understanding that there was mistakes made.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we all made them. But now you're taking the opportunities to continue that concept, that teaching, just like we all of us are students of Mr. Neal and
right.
Talbot and Dr. White and all, and Mr. Foster, and we have able to apply that in life and be able to give back in many ways that we wouldn't been able to understand it, and that's what's important.
Let me run this by you. When I was incarcerated, I learned law. Became a law clerk. I became a certified legal clerk.
Okay.
And I started helping a lot of dudes get out of prison. I was in there fighting, trying to get myself out. But I'm getting all these cute dudes out. And so what happened was, one guy, he was my brother. He was my Muslim brother. His brother had got in trouble with a guy. And this guy told on his brother. And his brother ended up on death row. Okay? All right. And so all us, we feel some type of way about it because that's my brother. And if he's mad, I'm mad. All right, cool. And make a long story short, I ran into the guy who told on his brother. And my name, because prison is such a small place, it seems like it's big. You have 100 and some camps, but it's such a small place. Everywhere you go, your name follows you. You get what I'm saying? Because people transferring every day. And what happened was, he heard about me. He heard I was good at law and helping people get out. And he came to me. I know who he is, but he don't know who I am. So what happened was, I'm like, man, I'm not helping that dude. You got that dude on death row, man. I'm not doing that. And another guy I was really cool with, his name is Demetrius Woody. He came to me and he told me, say, man, look here. That ain't your beef. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay, he said God gave you the ability to help people. You get what I'm saying? You need to help them if you can. If you can't, at least you tried. So guess what? I went back and I told that brother, I said, you know what? give me your case. I'm gonna look your case. I'm gonna do what I can to help you. And guess what?
You got him out.
I couldn't help him.
Oh, okay.
He was going positive.
But guess what? What I found, what I was looking for, got me out.
Oh,
Okay.
I would have
So
still been in prison. You get what I'm saying? With all that keeping it real stuff.
So it's possible that if you wouldn't have decided to help him, you would have missed out on
my blessing.
what you was trying to find.
I'd have missed out on my blessing.
God put it on the other side of forgiveness.
Come on, man. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
hey, how am I going to bless you, and I don't bless you with this knowledge to help this man, and you don't want to do it? You get what I'm saying?
And you was upset with him about a beef.
They had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with me. It's just the fact that that's my brother. You told on his brother, and now I don't like you. I don't like you.
And I ain't going to help.
I ain't going to help you. and I'm going to tell you something. That's how we get messed up with this keeping the real thing, because we miss out on our own blessing. We hold our own selves back. And Coach Frazier, you know, let me tell I'm tying this to him, man, because the thing is this here. Man, if one of us did something wrong, we all got it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So he was trying to show us, man, hey, don't be getting caught up in all that stuff, man. You know, we together. I ain't talking about just Carroll City.
Yeah.
I'm talking about us. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, he was about that, you know, when he's playing football.
Oh, he's about that Carroll City.
He's about that Carroll City life.
Yeah.
But community-wise, Coach Frazier didn't live in Miami Garden, Carroll City. He stayed out in a whole nother part. But guess what? He loved Carroll City. He loved where he was at. He loved all the kids. You get what I'm saying?
Because it was about the kids.
Because, listen, think about it. All that knowledge he got, if he don't take it with him, he miss out on his blessing because he don't see the fruits of his labor.
That's a true leader.
And that
exactly.
And that knowledge you had,
hey,
you was gonna miss out on your blessing.
I was gonna miss out
on the other side.
On the other side of it. And guess what? He still went home. He just wanted to go home a little earlier. I had more time. You get what I'm saying? I had more time. I had like 7-8 more years.
We can't do. No.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was going home in like a year or two. He just wanted to get out early.
I do have a question for the kids that are watching, because you did mention about because you are inspiration.
Okay.
You know that.
Yes.
Hopefully you know that now, and that's good, because we learn from our mistakes and we grow. How long did it take you to get to the mechanic part? Like, how long to learn all of that?
Man, let me tell you. And what I do is this is my plan. And I'm gonna answer your question. My plan is to go back to the prison system and teach those guys how to do mechanics. Okay. So when they come home, they already have a skill that they can jump out into the workforce and be an immediate impact. Because as y'all know, you got a truck. You know that diesel mechanics are highly sought after.
Yeah, good ones.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
because the thing is, we know that trains, trucks, boats is what keeps America running. And those things break down. And they need someone to break those. You may even fix those things when they break down. You get what I'm saying? So
transportation industry. Yeah.
My thing is this. When I got out, it took me I ain't know how to change the tire. So it took me 18 months to learn everything I needed to know. I had a great teacher. His name was Eddie York. The man was, I'm not going to say he was a racist, but he was like a hillbilly, but he was hard. And he taught you just how they going to talk to you in the workforce. And it was easy for me because in prison, the officer's going to say some stuff to you that, you know.
So you already built for that.
I'm built for that. What he talking, it ain't nothing. You get what I'm saying?
You know, in Frazier, y'all learned a lot from him, wisdom-wise.
Right. So my thing, you putting all that together, it was like putting a puzzle together. You know, the big old block puzzles, not the small ones, the big blocks. So it's so easy just putting it together. So with the kids, it'll be very easy for them. You get what I'm saying? Because it's you hands on. It was hands on, you know, and we need the diesel mechanic. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So the thing is, I encourage any kid, because everybody's not going to make it to the NFL.
And everybody not going to make it.
Basketball.
Or be as successful as they would like to. Yeah.
Right. And listen, get a trade. Plumbing.
It's good you saying that, because we had a segment one time we were talking about college and trade and how important it is. But continue to say talk about that.
Right. I mean, get a trade. Plumbing, electrician, mechanic, all that stuff. Because my thing is, it's all gonna come in handy. My dad, he owned his own construction company, and none of my brothers we didn't go in that field because at the time my dad, he wasn't paying us. He wasn't paying us money, but he'd pay the other guys. He'd be like, "Man, I'm feeding you. I ain't got to pay you." So that made all us hate construction work. But he did teach us. He gave us a work ethic. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So when people be like, "Man, why you working so hard?" I'm be like, "Man, I ain't working hard. It's just nothing." You get what I'm saying?
So he gave you the most valuable part.
Right, exactly.
Was the work ethic.
Right, and the thing about it is, even now, even on the job, hey man, tone it down something. I be like, if I go any slower, I'm gonna be asleep. You get what I'm saying?
So
because
you do it well.
But I encourage any kid to learn a trade, even if you don't use it, but you later on in life. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn, my dad taught me this, or I learned this here, or I learned how to, change the tire or start or alternate on the car.
Yeah, we talking life lessons with Kevin Isaac, affectionately known as Pee Wee by all of the folks that from the neighborhood and around football.
City, yeah.
It's important that we're able to go back, and it's just wonderful that we have such a history with him from going to high school. But it's so wonderful that we can relate, no matter who you are, we can relate to mistakes and growing from them as life lessons.
Right.
And that's what's important about being out here in this world. And as I always say, learning how to navigate so that you can find a place that fits best for you and your family. And we all are part of one big old family. And it's important that we never forget that and always push that and always be able to grow from that. I'm Frankie D, Ray over there, and we had a good time with our classmate, Kevin Isaac, and we talked about life lessons. Until next time, Chief Hall Podcast, we gone.
Appreciate you.